Quick update. I got my power supply, which was one of the main thing I needed, but then I didn't realize that I couldn't find any goddamn European plug 220 volts in town, so I had to order those. Reason why is because I decided to run the bike simulator on 220 volts as opposed to 110. Reason being, the actual servos and servo drivers are 220 volts. I've been able to make them run on 110 by tricking basically the servo driver. You lower the alarm, the volt alarm, to 100 volts, meaning that you're tricking it into thinking that you have enough power. But the reality is, at 220 volts is when you're able to really get full torque and go full blown. For the bike sim, I decided, which by the way is like right there, I decided to go with the 220 volts because I decided to only use one motor to run the whole thing, to go side to side. It's just a lot easier for me to manage if I do it this way than trying two motors. Now, I do have a second motor that I plan on putting on, but that's when I add wheelie control on it, which is gonna be another fucking thing on its own, because that's gonna mean I'm gonna have to figure out how to mount everything while still be able to do that, but that's a later topic. Either way, I'm actually able to get on there now. Oh. Alright. I'm able to tuck. I'm able to get on the side. I'm able to get on the other side. Go back to tucking. Braking, 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 braking. Counter steer. Down there. Bam. So, of course, there's no motor right now that's helping move all this. The reason why it's actually able to... It is a bit sketchy though. Reason why it's able to hold me is because I have 3 gas struts on right now. There's 250 pounds and there's one on that side that's 100 pound rated. Now it's not actually set up right. The 100 pound gas strut is actually way too long, but having it this long means that I'm able to do this. I only have one connected right now. I'm gonna connect the other one. But either way, that's where I'm at so far. And I figured out how to mount the steering wheel too. So basically down here, I mounted the extrusion. That one is actually not right. It's on an angle, which, here. That bar. As you can see, it's on an angle right now, but because it's on an angle, I don't have enough space for the steering. But if I put them 90 degrees, then I can have my steering mounted on a pivot, and then I can angle it just right. I'm actually printing the refined version right there. That's what it's gonna look like. The holes actually connect onto a quick mount for my Fanatec wheelbase. This is just basically a PLE ring that actually fits into the bearing space, but inside is actually a 26 millimeter cylinder that actually hooks inside the main steering stem, and it's actually pressed in. So when you're turning the steering wheel, that's turning the wheelbase. Oh, here, perfect example. That's a quick connect. It's mounted on that and then that, right? So as you can see, it's got the cylinder. Reason why I had to reprint it is it's not long enough. I'm missing like, I was missing like literally 2 millimeter, but I want it to be really well held properly and tight, right? Because again, You barely need to move the steering for it to work. But yeah, no, this is where I'm at as far as everything is concerned. Yo, I'm right here. Anyways, that's where I'm at, man. As far as everything is concerned, and figured I would do a little quick update, but I can actually use it though to practice because on my VR headset I have a VR bike game that actually works really well with the physics. So if you're leaning your body into the turn and the lower you're going, like it works like a real bike, but it's in VR, and you have to use the normal VR handles for acceleration and braking, but also that means that I can totally put it at the front and just practice like that. So this is, yeah, we're getting close, man. We're getting really fucking close, which is crazy because like I've been working on this so much I haven't touched my driving simulator. But you know, once I actually get everything good and everything planned out in the shop right, I'm just waiting for my family to go on their Disney cruise there, and then I'll have the house for 5 days. So I'm making myself a video game downstairs in my living room there. I'm actually building a wall separating the room. And then we'll see, I might bring the bike sim in there. I'm not sure just yet, but who knows? We'll see when we get there. So far, we're not bad. So alright, another way. That's all I wanted to tell you guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll keep you updated soon. And I'll see you there. See ya.